And welcome back to another McLogo video. This is week 13, so no real schedule, just fun races. I've bought the new AMG GT3 Evo, actually they call it GT3 2020. And I really like this car. This was the Thursday race on Sebring, just a fun race. As I said, there's actually no incidents, people aren't driving that seriously, and it's kind of chaotic in some races, as I did yesterday. Did the new track, that was Fuji, and I'm just trying the car how it feels on Sebring. I just jumped into this race and did a few practice laps and qualifying straight away. So it wasn't that slow compared to the others. I think P6, and slept here at the start. But I really like this car so far, as it's kind of very predictable. It's been developed together with Dan Morat by iRacing, and I think they scanned his exact car, and he also got to give them a lot of inputs, I guess, to the behavior and everything. I guess that can be felt in this car, as it's fairly predictable and kind of easy to drive to a certain extent. And yeah, for me it's really a fun car. I love the sound. Here also in this corner, something that I felt also is the first gear is quite low, so if you shift too early into the first gear, it can make this car want to spin or to turn too much. So I guess it's a car where you don't need or don't try to use the first gear that much. Expect if you need more rotation or want to introduce more rotation. But yeah, it's really fun. And so far, I must say, even for week 13, it wasn't that chaotic for me. Yeah, there were many crashes, as I said before. I tried the new Fuji track, which is lots of fun. I love it. It's just a weird feeling. I know it from Gran Turismo, so always when I see Fuji or drive it, I always kind of miss that Gran Turismo dual song that jingles when I'm driving, just from being used to it. Yeah, but no, it's really a nice track, and also the surroundings, it looks good. We're pretty well done. Now here for Sebring also, of course with these setups or with the current state, it's not anymore that hard to do the first corner the corner before start finish. I think it's called what was it, Hollywood? Not Hollywood, Sunset Bend. I think Sunset Bend. Yeah, really love this track. And I love how you have to drive this car. It's the way front engine. It feels kind of as if the weight is pretty much down. It really feels low compared to other cars, like the BMW feels kind of high when you drive it, or the seating position and everything. And yeah, I will try to run the AMG this season. Let's see how it works. Actually, I'm not too think about the BOP. I'm just driving it. If it's good, if it's somewhere in between, then that's fine. And if it's not that fast, I don't care. I will just try it and try to learn it well, how it reacts and how to kind of be fast. And also, it's funny in this race. I mean, Sebring is always a little bit special. Just some corners, I know I can make time good if I hit them, and some I'm just a little bit slow. Would need to get more practice. But I'm really looking forward to the first race, which will be Hockenheim in week 1 next week. Let's see how it does there. And so far, I mean, also the sound in the cockpit, I really like it. I know the former AMG was a little bit louder or more raw in the cockpit, but if you look at the in-game footage that, for example, more than others also provide. If you look at the in-game sounds, it's pretty accurate. That's the nice thing. It's pretty accurate to the real. I guess what you would hear, I guess these are the sound is recorded maybe by a GoPro or something like that. Oops, and here a little bit of crashes. Nothing too unusual for this track. This also happens in normal races. So even so, it's week 13. This was really, a very, very clean race. There was no actually wreckers or so, really. It's just the two guys fighting. But it was fun. I also had a slight mishap, but here he's defending the inside. I know I cannot do anything, but I'm leaving space just that we can get through it. And I didn't want to back down because there was a Ferrari, and he would have gone to the to the inside here. So yeah. And trying to following this guy, but he's a little bit faster. I know that he will eventually pull away again as soon as he's getting settled and recovering from the mistakes that the others did. Got a slight run here on him, but then again through this corner I'm still losing too much time. Don't hit it perfectly. And also I think a good thing, oops, he's blinking a little bit, a good thing in this build, the draft is not that strong, and I think this is more realistic, and also maybe I guess more fun for racing, as the draft earlier in other builds was too strong and you could just keep up easily with maybe a faster driver just on almost any track. And here it's, if you're not within maybe a tenth or 2/10 of the lap, then yeah, you cannot keep up only because of draft. We have to be I think almost on the same level, so that's fair in my opinion, and I guess also realistic, as if you look at the races. But really, as I said, fun to drive. Also in this build, oops, and here that's exactly happened. I think I downshifted and the car wanted to step out. So I think the nice thing also, and I really have a good feeling for when this happens. I've got a VRS base, and there was a firmware update where you could actually use filters, different filters that to ramp up certain things, like you can change the slew rate and also the dampening settings or smoothing settings. Dampening could also do before, but the smoothing. And for me that is a huge benefit. It was already very good before, but now I could kind of make it a little bit more for me easy to feel. What the car does, how it reacts, and so that's why I could actually catch that slide to the outside easily. Here I'm also not that sure quite if this is the fastest line here, but I guess so. Being close, even so he pulls away. I guess it's a faster driver currently, or just more practiced driver. And yeah, of course, this is just a race where we just jumped on this track and did maybe three laps before the race and then qualifying. So yeah. But I guess that's everybody that's doing this, and it's fun. I'm really enjoying this week 13. I think I never had that much fun in week 13, and that's coming back to what I wanted to say before. The release this year, the things that they released, I really like the AMG GT3, the new one. I'm really enjoying that. Then there's the AMG GT4, which I think is excellently done. Really feels good to drive it. I mean, it's It's the engine of the same engine as the Aston Martin got. It's a V8, I think 4-liter B-turbo, which is an AMG engine, and that is also in the Aston Martin. So they sound similar, but I really like how it handles. It's kind of predictable and really fun to drive. Also, it's more slidey than a GT3, of course, less aero and everything, but still nice sound, and yeah, just a great car. And I think GT4, it's good for GT4 to have more cars and make it more fun, maybe. Just maybe pull more crowd into it. I think TCR also had this boost, which I find a great class for racing now. GT4 is updated with a car. It was a really nice to drive car. I'm not sure if it's the fastest. I guess the AMR will still be maybe the fastest car, or maybe also the Porsche, but certainly fun. But let's see. And then there was the Radical, the SR10. I know it was a little bit controversial for some of the old Radical fans, as the SR8 is a little bit different to drive. So I think more pointy and more direct. But I really love how the new SR10 drives, because it's initially it feels kind of like it doesn't grip, and you have to trail brake more, as I think. And I went on to servers and drove it, and kind of for me it fits straight away. But I guess that's because I'm coming from maybe from GT3 cars, some that needed more trail braking. It's more used. I'm more used to it, and just the driving style suits me very well. And I could actually, just from time wise, I could actually run with guys maybe with 500 or 600 iRacing higher. Could easily run with them, and that's obviously kind of a good sign. I mean, if you're on the service and you can actually keep up with the guys. For me, then I think it's I like how it drives, and it's really fun. So overall, also the tracks Sandown and Fuji, which are great. I guess Sandown, let's say not for GT3, but for GT4, TCR. And here you can see they do mistakes, which means I can overtake him here. But he's still very clear, and I know he will be faster. This is, I think, the second last lap to go. But I said week 13, always things can happen, and I'm not confident I can pull away. I guess he will be in my back afterwards, or very quickly behind me again. Yeah, but so overall, a really good build so far. And here I make a mistake. I see that he's coming on the inside. I want to cover the inside, but I brake too early, and what happens? He crashes into my backside. Totally my error, nothing to blame. I quickly chatted with him, so no issues. It was fun. And I'm looking forward to this season. So thanks a lot for watching. Hope you also had fun. Take care, and bye-bye.